Identify yourself.
It's the Tuesday Night Experiment. Broadcasting live from the center of new media at Northland Community and Technical College.
And a good Tuesday evening to you here on this February 8th night. Glenn Bronson with you on the Tuesday Night Experiment, Pioneer 90.1 FM radio, Northland.org. Yes, I'm your host. My name is Glenn. Along with my sidekicks, well, I guess we're all on equal footing. We're talking about Blind Dog Scotty Gilbert.
Yo, word up, Holmes.
Welcome to the show. Wow, 3 above. Isn't that amazing?
3 above, we're above 0.
Yeah, but when you put that factor in that wind chill, we're probably about minus 20.
Hey, no doubt.
Yeah, I'm not going to be an optimistic one when it comes to that.
I have a terrific weather story for you, man.
Oh, fire away.
Yeah. Went over to Grand Forks on Sunday. Cruised over there right around 11:30 noonish. And let me tell you, dude, it was like a convoy right after Highway 75 heading westbound. 10 cars deep going about 10, 15 miles per hour. Visibility was 0, man.
Well, they all have to get across over to North Dakota to get their Super Bowl booze, or what?
That's what I was thinking. It's right before noon, and everyone, and I thought of C.W. McCall in Convoy.
There's a sale on Canada, Canadian Club.
Then on the way back, we almost T-boned a white car that spun out in the middle of the highway.
Wow, that's definitely a close shave.
Yeah, it was. Rode the shoulder a little bit, but survived it.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Because you had to be here on Tuesday. This is Tuesday
That's
Night
right.
Experiment territory.
I told him I can't die on the Super Bowl. I haven't even ate yet.
Welcome to the show. And then, of course,
There's the Frankie guy.
the one and only, banned in 14 states now, I hear.
Yeah.
Oh, we finally got some good music here as introductory.
jeez.
I feel simply irresistible.
What's up, my friend?
It's going pretty good, you know.
Did you just say you're feeling simply irresistible?
Yes, I did. Is that a good thing? Or
That's kind of creepy.
Well, you know, I can be a little creepy sometimes. Not too far, but, you know.
Is that what's on your Craigslist file? or what?
Yeah, because, you know, I say to heck with eBay. I'll just go with
Yeah.
Craigslist, you know.
You got a creepo meter on there? it's maxed out.
Only when I see you. That's, you know.
Oh, yeah. Jeez, you're the one that's been stalking me.
Well, I'm not going to tell you, but I
Well,
guess you already know.
Well, yeah, they kind of just spoil the
then you wouldn't.
surprise.
Then it wouldn't be stalking.
Yeah, I'm the one knocking on your window. No, I just... Anyway.
Wow.
So you were saying you have experience with windows.
Well,
Peeping Tom?
I should say your windows should be clean. You know, they're a little dirty, but, you know, whatever.
My windows?
I don't know.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Windex, buddy.
I'm just giving you Mr.
double
Clean.
lock the door at night.
Yeah. Or triple
Yeah,
down.
I'll have to start using my deadbolt now, man.
Deadbolt.
Yeah, Slauson, he's all happy if the Super Bowl's over.
But why do they call it a deadbolt? Isn't it a live bolt?
Because you're dead if you get past the bolt.
That's the can't miss observational comedy of Sugar Sean
well,
Slauson.
Hey, you know, yeah, see me at Yossi's bar there.
Yeah, I don't.
What?
Quit trying to book yourself.
Jeez. Now appearing. One night only,
Yeah.
limited autograph session.
I'm opening.
Merch table now featured.
Yeah, I'm opening for Ray Stevens there at Yossi's. So there you go.
Well, Slauson, the YouTube celebrity who I went on your little site there briefly, and you make things about opening boxes.
Oh, you saw that?
Yeah,
huh?
what? I didn't know. I just saw the freeze shot of you. I didn't go in any further because I'm like, why do I want to sit and watch you open up
Because
stuff?
you want to be entertained.
I want to be entertained by somebody opening a box.
Yeah,
Jeez.
it's a new thing now. It's called a package opening.
Boring as all hell.
Yeah, jeez. What is that, present opening etiquette or something
But
like
what
that
if,
there?
what if I was surprising you with a present, say? You know, a present that I just show you online instead of give it to you in person.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
Say, this present is for Glenn, but I know he doesn't want to get it in person, so I'm just going to...
That wasn't what happened, buddy. You're on here opening your gifts.
There were packages I got from
You sent to
Amazon.com.
yourself?
Yeah, DVDs and stuff.
Happy
Oh.
birthday,
Posters.
you
Yeah.
son of a gun.
Hey, Frankie.
You settle with
Yeah.
that cracker.
He's like, dear Frankie, here's a beautiful present I got for you. Hope you like it. It's Toy Story 1, 2, and 3.
Do you remember to remove the price tags too, or?
well, see
He
this.
closes his eyes when he pushes the purchase button.
I think what Glenn's referring to is on Amazon or pretty much any site that you order stuff from, you can
Yeah.
send a gift message But I've never sent a gift message to myself. I just get the gifts.
Do you have to re-gift for yourself?
Yeah,
too?
I wrap it up. I put a nice bow on it. Say,
I think I'll
"Here you
give this
go."
to myself next year.
Yeah.
We should film a show like Sean Slosson's Neighborhood, like Mr. Rogers, where he goes into a house and does like something every day. Like have him go on field trips. We can make it for his little YouTube channel.
I already do that already. I got the camera right
You have
here.
your cardigan. Yeah, see, you need somebody to direct you and edit you because I think you're a little self-indulgent with your editing.
I need to learn better software, I think. I got Sony Vegas, but I don't really use it that much. I would love to learn the, what's that, the people use on IMAX or whatever, like something software.
You're already losing me, pal.
Yeah, you don't know.
Anyway, it's that software you used to use here at the college for video editing or whatever. That's
hanging around with those Star Wars people. You see
yeah, because all nerdy people make videos, right? Yeah.
Oh, look at this. He's
That's
already
right.
trying to kick himself before anyone else
Oh,
gets
no,
to
no,
do
no,
it.
no, no.
I didn't say nothing, man.
I'm just going by what
Self-loathing
the
101.
feeling in the
with Sugar
room.
Sean.
The feeling in the room seems a little negative. We gotta make it positive here.
Geez,
Read.
Mr. Rogers is here again now.
Yeah, I'm gonna take out
See,
my shoe and throw it at
What
you.
the whoop?
We're going to do something with you, but it's going to be better edited.
Well, hey, I'm up for it.
Yeah, you better be.
Good video.
Well, we're
is
going to
worth
recap.
making.
Well, Super Bowl kind of came and went. Yeah, Steelers lost. I know. I took it on the chin.
Yeah, I got your.
You
Super
actually
Bowl.
kept the picks here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Let's check that
Yeah,
out,
let's
man.
check it out. Of course, the
Are we
Steelers.
supposed to give Glenn a bad time because his team lost?
How about a
or
deck
what?
you in the head? How about that?
Oh, geez, I think Frankie was way off on that, man.
Those are letters in his final score.
Yeah.
6W will just win that.
To the 10th power.
Yeah.
Minus
-2.
9 equals X.
Yeah. WNBC. Jeez.
Yeah. Slosson's was Green Bay 47-40.
Hey, that was close. Not
No.
too close, but
Oh,
close
man,
enough.
No.
Ah, geez.
Maybe on a video game score.
Oh, maybe on a YouTube video, right? Yeah. Okay.
And let's
Quit
see here.
plugging.
Glenn, you had the closest one here. He had the Steelers almost at Seattle 31-28. That was pretty close.
Yeah.
And mine was 27-14, Green Bay.
So yeah, if the script would have been flipped, I would have been all right.
Yeah.
But total points, I may have gotten it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sean had about 250 total points.
Yeah, jeez.
Hey, I think high numbers.
Yeah.
When-
Why
when-
don't the bookies call me back?
When somebody asks me a
They
number
should be calling him.
between,
They'll fleece him out of his paycheck every week.
when somebody asks me to guess the number between 1 to 10, I say 15 billion. Just because I think higher.
Ah, jeez.
Got that from Home Improvement, anyway.
The pocket protector guy.
A little Arvid Slosson over here.
What am I like the guy Lewis from Revenge of the Nerds or what?
Oh,
Sean Skolnick. Over
Yeah.
Skolnick.
Well, you guys, did you get a chance to check out? Well, of course, they had about 9 hours of pregame here for the Super Bowl, like they do each and every year. And of course, after the pregame, before the game, they always have the national anthem. That is a tradition.
Oh yes.
Yeah. But unfortunately, this year's anthem was done by Christina Aguilera, and she kind of messed that one up a little bit. I think she was kind of inventing words.
She's no genie in the bottle.
We don't usually play the national anthem on the show. Maybe we should play it before the show, but let's see if we can get this thing to
honor
work.
America, 5-time
Let's just listen to this.
Grammy Award winner Christina Aguilera.
We should have had Slosson out there singing the national anthem.
Oh, I would have rocked the place.
And I think it's right toward the end.
Oh, let's just listen to this whole thing in general because we have comments. She's that pretty soon.
Yeah.
There it is. First case. Now we're not dissing the national anthem itself. Just the performance of it.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight.
9 minutes in already.
She's got the medley all
So
messed up.
proudly we once
What?
had
Yeah.
the wide
She's got all messed up there, man.
and the rockets
You know what? Just earlier today on Inside Edition, they had footage of her doing the anthem perfect when she was like 14 years old.
Yeah,
at
she
like
used to sing
this.
it all the time.
Yeah. Bitch, she was under pressure, man.
Come on.
And what's her face didn't give her no cut her any slack. Joan Rivers, eh?
Oh no, Joan Rivers doesn't cut anybody any
Oh,
slack.
jeez.
No.
Heard her little snotty daughter that never calls me back. Yeah.
Well, you shouldn't have left in the middle of the night.
Oh, jeez.
Well, there we go. That's Christina with her doing her little soul girl voice there. Wow, what happened to her?
I don't
What
know.
happened to her?
I
that whole
don't know.
burlesque thing too.
I
was
think-
a
I think
little-
It just, you know, it's way off, man.
I think Roseanne did a better job.
Oh, you are sick.
I don't- I'm
Sick.
just kidding.
You know, I got an interesting news story I found a couple of days ago. Who's your favorite dead rock star? According to a readers poll conducted by Rolling Stone, well, they got a list here, and we're going to go right now through the top 10 dead rock stars.
Wow.
Checking in at number 10.
Number 10.
Number 10, Keith Moon of The Who.
Oh, yeah.
Let's listen to some of his great drumming.
Oh, there you go.
I know you deceive me, now here's a surprise.
Right?
Right on, right on. So we got Keith
Yeah,
Moon in
Keith
at number
Moon.
10. I think that's a good choice. I was a big fan of Moon the Loon. Very, very cool stuff. In at number 9, another drummer.
Oh.
Can you guys? Do you guys?
I
want
think I got a good idea.
Oh, yeah. Zeppelin style?
I think you may be on to something
Oh,
there, buddy
man.
boy.
Tear it up.
All right, let's see if this gives him proper representation. John Bonham in at number 9 for Rolling Stone magazine's top 10 favorite dead rock stars. This is a badass music right here. Slosson's gonna be down on his little Power Wheels, tank top on,
Hey, I be
flip
rocking.
cam
it.
in his hand.
Yep.
Get some long, shaggy hair going. What the heck, is this?
Yeah, you gotta grow that out there, pal.
Yeah. You got to get the Led Zeppelin box set. Then you start talking.
I had the DVD of it before, but I don't know
What happened to the
it.
DVD
I
then?
don't know. Is that 2-disc set? The first time they ever released anything about DVD is like a unreleased collection or something.
And it's one of the first times Slosson lost something and couldn't find it again.
yeah. I
Yeah,
lost my way. I
jeez.
couldn't find it.
In at number 8 is a Beatle.
Uh-oh.
A Beatle?
Yeah. We're talking about George Harrison, the quiet Beatle. Beatles,
Georgie boy.
I thought Ringo was the quiet one.
but he's not the dead one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
You got to get so technical about everything.
Jeez. Suppose he's dead. He's really quiet.
Well, yeah. You would think
Not
they
a
put it
peep
with
out
you.
of him.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Was this happy music here?
I feel happy.
All right, then we're done with it.
Okay.
All right, in at number 7, this is the only woman represented here on this countdown.
Who,
of
Janis
the-
Joplin?
Yep,
Ah, yeah.
Boy, are you never wrong or what?
That's right.
Tammy Wynette, actually.
Tabby White. No, Loretta Lynn there. Jeez.
She's not dead.
Oh,
She's
that's
not
right.
dead
She's not
yet,
a dead
man.
list, you-
Jeez.
You bonehead.
Wow.
What are you doing about stuff
I
like
don't
that?
know. I'm just.
Now you get home tonight and she'll be on the news.
Yeah, you just totally jinxed Loretta Lynn.
This is gonna be a good show, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, somebody went down to the jerk store today and Janis Joplin.
Hey,
in
I'm
at
having,
number
I'm
7.
having a ball. I tell
Thinking
ya.
that Loretta Lynn is dead, man. Oh.
What are you smoking?
I don't know.
Oh.
That's the problem.
The Pineapple Express. I don't know.
Number
Whatever.
6. Number 6, all the way from the UK. Another UK. Well, there's plenty of them from the UK. It's like the first couple here. First 5 or 4 out of 5 are from the UK. Freddie Mercury of Queen. Good choice.
You should have been on the upper part of the list.
You thinking he's more upper
Yeah.
echelon?
Yeah,
Top
he
tier?
should have been like 15 or something like that. Maybe 12.
Well, you know what? There's a lot of dead rock and rollers out there,
yeah?
though. So this isn't an easy one to wade through.
Yeah.
I like
No,
that
not at all.
song. I like that song, Body Language. I don't know why. I just think it's a good tune.
Just makes you want to go out and dance
The
around.
video is kind of a little weird, but that was the 80s for you, though. Everything was weird.
Yeah,
Oh,
the decade that brought us Sugar Sean
Yeah,
Slauson.
yeah.
I know.
Yeah, made it the weirdest moment of all, right?
Case closed. All right, we're halfway through the list. In at number 5, surprisingly lower ranked than what I initially thought he would be ranked at. We still remember the day he died.
How can you consider Elvis a rock star? He's
Well, he
just
kinda was.
bubblegum.
Well, I think merely just because of right place, right time, and the
Yeah.
influence thing more than anything else.
And I highly doubt
It's
he.
devil's music.
I highly
Devil's
doubt he
music.
ever chewed bubblegum. But
Well, yeah,
anyway.
this is just downright satanic.
Yeah.
Let's play it backwards now.
Probably put a curse on us or something.
If there's one thing she don't
In the ghetto.
Lawson, this would be one you should sing.
Yeah, yeah.
Reminds
Get
me
back-
of living in some of the trailer courts here in town.
Oh yeah, good stories. I'm sure you got.
Yeah, I've lived
Oh,
in some
yeah.
dumps too, buddy.
Oh man.
All right, we're done.
Hey, you know how you were like in a trailer court and a person comes to your house or trailer house or whatever, and they ask to use the bathroom,
Yeah.
and I gotta just look all dumb at them. Hey, man, you're in a trailer house, dude. Straight down the hallway to the left or right, wherever, Come on.
Not that hard to find.
Yeah, geez,
Yeah,
first
go-
time in a Hallmark home or what,
Yeah,
man?
go,
Jeez.
yeah, go take the second floor or whatever. Geez.
Well, those double wides could get a little confusing there too.
yeah.
Yeah.
In at number 4, Jim Morrison.
Ah, here we go.
You think Morrison ahead of Elvis is a good choice?
Yeah. I would have put Morrison above Elvis boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elvis Presley.
I think I heard something about Ray Manzarek or something will be playing the Fargo Blues Festival this summer.
Oh boy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's
Right
with
on.
some sort of outfit.
Sure, Bob would love that one.
So Jim Morrison in at number 4. I dig this tune.
Ah, yeah, 20th Century Fox. I take 5-1. That's kind
Oh
of a
yeah.
cool song.
When the music's over.
Yeah.
Nice tune.
Moonlight
Backdoor
Drive.
Man.
Very,
Yeah.
very cool.
Yeah, that's another good song.
Moonlight Drive.
Yeah.
Love that one.
Yeah.
Put that on for the ladies when they come over drinking.
In at number 3,
Oh yeah, I figured Nirvana's frontman would be on there.
yeah, and
Curtis.
You know, that's kind of a representation of our generation.
Well, yeah,
Why
for
not?
sure. I remember the day that they found him dead. I was on the air that day, man.
Well, speaking of your
Yeah.
generation, you guys hear that Beavis and Butthead coming back?
They're not dead though.
Yeah, but they're coming back on the air. But
How does that even segue?
Oh, jeez.
You talk about your generation, and this
Well,
is
yeah,
your
we're
generation.
mourning an icon from our generation that passed away. And
Yeah.
you're like, hey, did you hear? Yeah, we're feeling this, buddy.
So, yeah.
And you're sitting here trying to bring up Beavis and Butthead.
Hey, I just want to get that pun in, you know.
It's not very punny at all.
Well, I want some punny and
Not too punalicious
yeah,
there.
want my bowl of punny or whatever.
Yeah,
Anyway.
nothing punny. No, it's
Yeah.
just head over there, Kurt
Just
Cobain.
putty yourself right in the corner over there.
Yep. I mean, we'll come
Okay.
get you when the show's over.
Oh well, thanks.
In at number 2, everybody remembers this track without taking
yeah.
Jimi Hendrix.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
the kazoo in the song. Yeah.
I could buy this one. I probably put Hendrix probably at my number
Oh, who's got to be number 1, man? Is Jackson number 1?
2. Well, keep going. Anybody got any clues?
I say Buddy Holly.
No.
We got Buddy Holly and Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Which
let's
is better?
see here. Tragic deaths.
Morris Gibb from the Bee Gees.
Oh, I'd say Steve Ray Vaughan.
Mark Bolan. too.
yeah, that's blues. Steve Ray.
Yeah.
He's probably on the list somewhere beyond there. Celine Dion, she's still alive.
Sonny Bono.
Brian Adams, he's still kicking. I think I'm just rolling through people that I wish were did on the list there. Let's see here.
Jerry Lee Lewis, but then he's alive.
Roy Orbison, he's
Yeah,
very
yeah.
dead.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna close up the
Okay.
betting here. You got one more. Get it out of your system.
I'll say Del
I'm
Shannon.
totally brain dead here.
But you know who's totally dead and our number 1 favorite dead rock star?
Oh, yeah.
John Lennon. Boy,
Jeez.
we'll never figure that one.
You
for
guys
Rolling
weren't even
Stone.
close on that pick. got Buddy Holly and Del Shannon from my 75-year-old buddy over here behind me.
Well, you
I
know
think,
that
he said,
music.
I think he was going to say Al Jolson next.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say Alice Cooper or something, or
Hey, he's still
He's
alive.
not dead.
I was gonna say
Fucking bonehead. What are you doing?
Bowser. There you go. Remember Bowser?
John Bowser Bauman is
Yeah, he's still alive.
He's still alive.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we make a reference there.
Well, yeah, but you're not even close. These people are still alive. God, I'm gonna grab you. I just want to shake the life out of you.
Then I'd be
Be our
dead.
number one favorite dead
yeah,
celebrity.
then I'd be dead. Jeez. Be number one in your heart, so.
Wow, I've met
Two
some.
Beatles make that list.
Yeah, isn't that something else?
Wow.
And no Buddy Holly or any crickets. Jeez.
Well, the Crickets. What are you
Jeez.
Willie Nelson.
That's all
Willie
that's
Nelson's
left of
all
that
there.
band is crickets.
Well, yeah, or Sonny Curtis or whatever.
Chirping their way all the way up to the top.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's the spirit.
Top of what chart?
The best rocking group ever.
Oh, man.
So that's
Even
the,
Wacko Jacko has sold more albums than those putzes.
That's just because he's been alive a little longer.
that's the top 10
How many
gang.
times can he say "oh boy" during a song?
Many times as it takes.
I know.
Okay, quick recap. Keith Moon at number 10. John Bonham of Led Zeppelin, number 9. George Harrison in at 8. Janis Joplin, 7. Freddie Mercury of Queen at 6. The King of Rock and Roll, Elvis Presley, number 5. Lizard King Jim Morrison at number 4. Kurt Cobain of Nirvana in at 3. The one and only Jimi Hendrix at number 2. And this man, John Lennon, at number 1. Do you think that was too influenced by the fact that it was the 30th anniversary of his death?
Possibly.
Yeah, that could tie it in there,
I mean, I definitely think he's
Yeah.
top 5 material.
yeah.
right?
But I think that may have gotten him over. I think
And it's a well thought out listener, man.
yeah.
You know,
they should almost expand that thing to like the top 50.
That maybe Buddy Holly would be on there. And maybe Dell, too.
Yeah, your prayers will be answered.
Yeah, finally.
the Dell guy's dead.
Dell Shannon, yeah.
Oh,
Not the dude you're getting, the Dell guy.
Yeah. Jeez. He's happily alive there. The blind dog.
Yeah, that's Slauson's roommate.
Yeah. My roommate Roger.
He bought it with some Dell money, that
And
house.
Jared from Subway drops in.
Yeah. Jeez. Boy.
So there you go, gang. That's the Dead Celebrity Roundup here for Tuesday night, February 8th. I thought that might have been a good little story, a conversation
Yeah.
starter, a real stimulator.
Hey, you know.
really morbid after your Steelers lost.
Yeah.
I guess I've been in a dark mood ever since that
Wow.
happened.
Yeah.
So we can kind of rub it in and, you know.
Yeah, we'll be right back with more great stuff. It's Tuesday Night Experiment.
Today's episode, Bobcat in the Cave.
Oh, nuts! There's a bobcat in this cave! Save us, Sassy! You will, but first you'd like to stress the importance of cat adoption? Over 5 million cats go into animal shelters every year and they need to be adopted? Help us, Sassy! Why bother? We'll just get into more trouble tomorrow?
Sassy is brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org. Remember, adopt.
Sad days, you're kissing the cheeks of the family
broadcasting in HD digital. This is Roots Radio, Pioneer 90.1, KSRQ, Thief River Falls, Grand Forks.
This is the Tuesday Night Experiment on 90.1 FM KSRQ. It's interview time once again on the Tuesday Night Experiment. And
boy.
Yeah. And my guest has been writing about professional wrestling way back since 1968. Since then, he has edited, written, and published more than 100 books on the subject of pro wrestling. He's also the owner of one of my favorite companies to put out great wrestling autobiographies, Crowbar Press. He's with us today to discuss his latest book, and I just had a chance to read this last month, actually in the month of December, called Too Much Too Soon, the story of Tony Atlas. With us on the phone, the co-author and one of my favorite authors in general, Mr. Scott Teal. Welcome to the program, my friend.
Wow, what an introduction. Can I transcribe that and use it on the website?
Oh, absolutely. Anything, because it's the truth. I really enjoy the books that I have read, the books that you have put together through Crowbar Press. And first of all, before we get into the Tony Atlas book, which there's a lot of great things to talk about, I would really like to let the listeners at home know a little, and myself, learn a little bit about Scott Teal. What's your backstory as far as the whole getting involved and getting bit by the wrestling bug and just your writing career in general?
I got started in Florida. I grew up in Florida, and one day I went to actually, it was my very first girlfriend. She invited me over to her house for dinner one Sunday. And when dinner was through, everybody went in the living room and turned the TV on. Everybody sat down, and I had no idea what they were doing. I said, "What y'all doing?" She said, "Well, wrestling's coming on," or wrestling, they called it.
Mm-hmm.
And we watched it, Championship Wrestling from Florida. And they had an angle on there where the fans had given Ricky Hunter, the Gladiator, a watch as a present, and some of the heels jumped him. The Great Malenko and Hans Mortier jumped him, broke the watch, and they brought one of the wrestlers, carried him out. Chief Jay Strongbow, who was wrestling as Joe Scarpa at the time, they came carrying him back to the dressing room. He was all bloody, and he was crying. Oh, man, it sounded like he was crying, saying he had tried to keep Malenko and Mortier from breaking the watch, and they had bloodied him up. And I was hooked from that time forward. I went home, and the next week, I never missed it. I watched it Saturday, and then they ran a repeat of it on Sunday, and I never missed it for, as long as until I left Florida in 1974 and moved to Tennessee.
Mm-hmm. And just the art of a really good angle too to draw you in, especially the ones that play on the emotions, with the big grand gesture of getting the watch and just really sucking the fans in. That's the beauty, I think, of old school wrestling. It's just the way they could run these angles and really could have the people in the palm of their hands. Absolutely.
I knew nothing about wrestling whatsoever. I didn't know the people. I didn't know the characters. I didn't know who Joe Scarpa was. Any of them. And I mean, it was like from the minute I saw that, it was like my eyes got wide, and I just never looked back after that.
Mm-hmm.
After that, I guess my first writing experience was about 2 years later. I kept reading I discovered wrestling magazines on the newsstand and bought a few of them, and then I started buying them every month, and they never had anything about Florida. It was always Bruno Sammartino, Vern Gagne. Of course, that's where they sold most of the magazines, so that they gave them the big push in the magazines. But I wrote a letter to for the letters section, and sure enough, a few months later, I bought a wrestling review. I bought it off the newsstand. I look in there, and my letter's in there. And you talk about, I couldn't believe it. I mean, how many people in that day and age had a letter in a magazine that was on the newsstand? I was the top dog among my friends.
And from there, you continued on. You did some stuff too on your own. Aside from just writing letters to wrestling magazines, you did something I was reading about called the Tampa Scene, kind of a fan bulletin of sorts.
Yes, back then they didn't have the newsletters like the Wrestling Observer back then, but they did have that goes back to the 50s. Fans would have fan clubs for the wrestlers, and they'd put out their own little newsletters. They'd Xerox them. Of course, at the time, it cost, I think it was probably, if I remember right, it was $0.25 per page to print those things. So, and generally you charge 50 cents a newsletter for about 12, 15 pages, 16 pages. And so there was no money to be made. You lost money on it, but it was just some way for fans around the United States to keep in touch with each other. And you advertised your newsletter through what they called a fan club column in the national magazines, and that's how I got started. Did a newsletter called the Tampa Scene, and later changed the name to Florida Fanfare.
Oh, very cool. Now, how did you get involved with the whole Crowbar Press thing and getting involved with writing these wrestling autobiographies? And you've done some great ones with the likes of Ole Anderson, J.J. Dillon, the assassin to Jody Hamilton, and Ivan Koloff, and even announcer Gordon Soley.
Yes, I took pictures of the wrestlers in Florida when I was down there. I was still in high school, and when I went to the first 2 years of junior college down there, and then I moved to Tennessee to attend Trevecca Nazarene College. And I went to school up here for about a year. I went to the matches occasionally, shot pictures for the guys. I'd met a lot of the guys at the time, but I had nothing to do actually with the promotion. And while I was here in Tennessee, the promoter, Nick Goulas, had been seeing me and his son, and I can't remember who approached me, but I rode to Huntsville, Alabama to a big show they had there with Don Green, one of the wrestlers. And somebody approached me there in the back and asked me said that Nick had seen me and had seen my work and wanted to know if I'd like to come work for him, doing publicity and photo, that kind of thing. And one thing led to another. I wrote and published the Arenas programs that we sold here and all through the territory for several years. And I did that from 1975 to 1980. I guess it was 82, I believe. Mm-hmm. And after that, the wrestling business was really changing, and Jerry Jarrett bought Nick Goulas out and took over the territory, and they had their own program. So I sort of just stepped aside and sort of put it behind me. I watched it on television, but I didn't have anything to do with wrestling until 1996. They had a wrestling fans convention in Nashville, and I began publishing at that point a newsletter called Whatever Happened To, where I did interviews with the legends and talked about what they had been doing and how the fans could get in touch with them. I had phone numbers and addresses in there, and the wrestlers all enjoyed it. The fans would write them and ask them, questions and call them and stuff, and wrestlers really enjoyed it and had a good time, touching base with the fans that either loved them or hated them back in the day, depending on whether they were a good guy or a bad guy. Mm-hmm. And but then about 2002, I got to. Oh, I know what it was. We went to the Cauliflower Alley Club convention, and Ole was there that year.
Oh, very cool.
And that's where Bill and Ann Bowman introduced us. I'd never talked with Ole before, and we talked on the phone quite often that year. And down the next March in Mobile, Alabama, we used to put 15, 20 people in a room telling stories at the reunion, and we left the room one night, and as we're walking across the parking lot, Ole says, we ought to write a book. And it just had never dawned on me. I mean, I guess in the back of my mind I thought about it, but I probably would have been scared to ask Ole to speak out openly about the wrestling business to the public.
With Ole, he's definitely an imposing figure who has a lot of history in the business, especially in the Georgia Championship Wrestling era. And he's definitely one of those, when you look back at history, he had his hands in a lot of different things in a lot of parts of wrestling history.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And he would have been the last one I would have expected to speak out, because he was so, what they call kayfabe. Mm-hmm. He protected the business with everything in him. And but he's the one that suggested it, and it just one thing led to another, and we talked, I guess, 30, 40 hours on the phone for the next few months, and I recorded it. Oh, yeah. I recorded every bit of it and transcribed it, and that's how it got started with Ole Anderson's book. And since then, I've published 11 regular books, and it's funny, but I've got 4 more on the docket right now, and every one of them is going to be coming out probably before June. It seems like they've all come to, to the final ends of them here at the last minute, all at once.
You've been quite the busy guy here recently.
Well, in my spare time, no, I'm just kidding.
Listen to you. Oh, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, like I said, I'm just definitely going to have to just set aside my money right now so I can be paying you for those releases. It's definitely money and time well spent, my friend.
Oh, I love it. I have a ball. It's just something I love doing, and I have a full-time job. I've been working with UPS for 33 years. I drive a tractor trailer for them, and all night long. I listen to audiobooks and shoot interviews, and I have a lot of time to listen while I'm on the road. But my wife always jokes. She says that I can't quit my full-time job because I wouldn't be able to publish books in, because it's really a labor of love, wrestling book. Well, I don't know. I think any books are that way pretty much anymore. Books just don't sell that well, but it's a labor of love. I love doing it, and I've got guys lined up. I mean, quite a few guys that are lined up that want me to write books with them here in the future, and I've gotten to where a point I've had to learn to say no, because that's the problem with these 4 books I'm doing now. I had taken on too many at one time, and I was trying to keep them all happy, work a little bit here, work a little bit there on each of them, and but they're finally coming together, and I'm sort of back at square one, and I can get started on another project as soon as these are done.
Well, we're definitely going to have to talk to each other as far as these books when they come out, because I'm definitely going to be sending requests for you for interviews.
Absolutely. I'd love to. I'd put you in touch with any of these guys as well if you're interested in talking with some of them.
Oh, absolutely. See, I'm one who doesn't really want to impose, but if the offer is there, I would definitely, as long as it worked for their schedules and stuff too, these are people I would definitely love to talk to, because these books, I'm already excited about them, but it'd just be doubly good if I could talk to the people who made the history.
Absolutely. That's the reason I do the books. I could sit down and write a book about wrestling, and maybe a book about a territory, or a book about this, or a book about that. I've stuck strictly to doing autobiographies, because I have always, in my mind, I think, who is better to tell these stories? Somebody secondhand, or the person themselves that have actually lived the lives that are in the books? And that's why I enjoy doing the biographies, because these guys are the ones that lived it, and they know the stories, and I simply take their stories. Of course, I work it into into book format. I just interview, and then it's like a big jigsaw puzzle. I take everything they've told me and sort of sort it around and put it in chronological order, and do a lot of research and ask a lot of questions. But it's pretty much the way it is. Autobiographies to me is the best way to tell the story. Let the boys tell the story themselves.
And speaking of great raconteurs, your latest book was another home run for Crowbar Press. The Tony Atlas book, Too Much, Too Soon. And, boy, talk about a very open and honest, warts and all presentation of Tony's life and his career. There's a lot of dark to it, but then, again, there was a silver lining and a lot of good things about it, too. But definitely, probably one of the most interesting books I've read recently. Tony Atlas definitely didn't live the life on the straight and narrow.
Absolutely not. You say he was very open. I can't tell you how many times I told Tony. I'd have to say to Tony, I'd say, that's a little more information than I really needed. He didn't hold anything back. He was very open. And the good thing about Tony's book is, like you say, there are some dark sections to it and to his life, and he went through some tough times. But I think the best thing about his book, a lot of books people explain them as rags to riches. Tony's was sort of what I call rags to riches back to rags, because he lost everything he had. But the greatest thing about his book, he talks about in the book about how he just had an attitude. At a time he just got really too big for his own britches. But in the book, he doesn't come across as boastful. He doesn't come across as blaming anyone else. The only person he blames for his problems is somebody he sees every day when he looks in the mirror, and that's Tony Atlas. He gives it all back to himself, and that's what I think is so refreshing about the book. He wasn't putting himself over and blaming others for his downfall. He looked at himself, and he saw that he was the cause of all his own problems.
And it's such a great story, too. I mean, like you said, the rags to riches to rags. I mean, growing up and stuff, he grew up in abject poverty with plenty of siblings and, of course, a lot of bad influences, especially in the form of a father who kind of came and went.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, they lived in poverty. I mean, they lived in an old slave shack for many, many years. It had a dirt floor. His mother worked dawn to dusk, or actually till late at night, and they pretty much had to fend for themselves.
And a lot of what Tony too is like, he had a lot of things where he was fighting out in the streets and stuff, and just doing anything he could to survive. And it ended up becoming later on becoming a blessing in disguise when he was sent away to these juvenile detention centers in this book. Reading about it, because he was able to, go out. He was never a lazy person. He was able to work and to have a bed at night. One of the things he mentioned in the book was finally having a bed to his own when he was there. But then he also started planting the seeds towards, with the bodybuilding and ending up getting into wrestling there.
Yes, absolutely. That's an amazing thing about Tony, I find, is somebody who came from the situation he was in as a child. A lot of people blame their background and they blame their parents, their upbringing for the bad things that happened to them, or the fact that they can't make it in life. Tony has always been, at least from talking with him, to me, he's a self-driven person. Even today, he gets up every morning around 8 o'clock, and he's at that gym around 9 o'clock in the morning. And he does not miss it. I don't know if he goes on Sunday, but, during the week, he's there every single morning. He's very dedicated. And to me, it's pretty amazing that Tony was a self-driven person, given his background. He could have blamed society for being poor. He could have sat back and let the government pay him for give him welfare and not done anything. But he has always worked hard to get what he's got and where he is now. So I think so many things about Tony came out in the book that for me, I didn't know myself. Mm-hmm. I learned a lot about him. I knew he had quite a career, but as far as the situation goes, like I said, with being a self-made man, I think speaks highly of him as a person.
Mm-hmm. And like he said, I mean, he busted his butt off when it became time even to get broken into the wrestling business. People liked him so much that while training, he was actually getting paid, but he definitely got a good education on the mat with some great players too. He definitely received the ultimate wrestling education, and that really shined out for him because he became a hot star pretty fast.
Absolutely. He had an opportunity to train and to work with people like Ole Anderson, Gene Anderson, Wahoo McDaniel, all the big stars back in the day. George Scott. I mean, my goodness, George was what an influence George was on Tony. In fact, Tony, I'm sure you read in the book, he looks at George as being like his second father. Mm-hmm. And he says even whenever he sees George, he calls him, he says, "Hey, Dad." And George, I believe, feels the same way about Tony. George has a lot of love for Tony. Mm-hmm. Talking with him recently. I haven't talked to him since he read the book, but George did get a copy of the book, and he was real excited about reading it. But absolutely, Tony, he came up in an era that I think the guys today just don't have. There's so many people back then that were willing to help promote him. And I mean, when you look at the wrestling roster that was in the Carolinas during the time Tony came into the business, it was amazing.
Definitely a stacked lineup of just legends in the making and stuff. We're talking with Scott Teal. He is the author of a great book, Tony, Too Much Too Soon, the story of Tony Atlas. And, well, we talked about Tony getting into the business. Now, once he got in and started to catch fire, he was working all kinds of different territories, and with it came some interesting stories, too. Tony was definitely not someone who went home at 9 after the matches were over and turned out the light and went to bed.
Definitely not. I will say this, though. Tony, a lot of the guys would stay out all night long, and they'd go to bars. He didn't really spend a lot of time in the bars at night. He got home at least by midnight, he said, unless they were, a lot of times they'd be on the road, and, they would get home till 1, 2 in the morning. But he told me that most of the time he would go home at night. He didn't party constantly like a lot of the guys do, because his whole purpose in being in the wrestling, he wanted to be able to get up in the morning and go to the gym, and he knew if he stayed out to 2, 3 in the morning with the rest of the guys, he wouldn't be able to do that. And he had a lot of self-discipline. Now he did, later on, of course, the drugs and things like that entered the scene, and that sort of took over his life. But he never quit training. He never quit going to the gym in the mornings, but I'm sure he was burning the candle at both ends, by that point, because the drugs had pretty much, taken over his life.
Mm-hmm. And one thing, too, that I read that I found to be quite interesting and something to take heart in was, a lot of talk about racism in the business. But from Tony's perspective, it sounded like a lot of it was from his men from his own race or his own color. He faced a lot of obstacles in the form of his fellow black wrestlers. That could have just been a whole thing of trying to be the top dog, but I mean, reading about it was quite awful to steer from his fellow friends that, ones he thought would look out for him.
Absolutely. It's something, it just never dawned on me till I talked to Tony about it. Now, Ole had said that to me several times in the past. He had said that they only generally had room for one black wrestler in the territory. They might have two, but only one really got a push. And it's like in Atlanta, it was always Thunderbolt Patterson. Of course, until Tony came along, Abdullah got a push. And all the territories were the same way. In Tennessee, it was Bearcat Brown. He was a big card here. There was other black wrestlers in this area, but they never, never got a big push. It was always just one of them. And that's what Tony said, that since there was so much competition for that top spot, it sort of pitted the one black wrestler against another. They just did whatever they could to make sure the other one, maybe their competition wouldn't be able to come in or wouldn't get a good push by the promoters. There's a lot of talk in the background, a lot of backstabbing. As far as racism, I think a lot of people, Tony talks a lot about the wrestlers using the N-word back in the day. Tony never was offended by that. He says he looked at it as that's the way they talked back then. And yeah, that's true. It's not an excuse, but that is the way it was. And so he never took offense at it, but he doesn't look at that as racism. He says that's just the way it was. It's just the way people talk. So I don't know, it's a touchy subject today because it's sort of hard to say it isn't racism, but again, you can see his point. That's just the way the guys were. They didn't mean it in such a way as they hated the black people. I think a lot of the white guys said they did, but I think that's because they wanted to go along with the status quo of the time.
And another thing that was talked about in the book was Tony was, of course, kind of an independent, going from territory to territory, especially towards the mid to late 1980s. He happened to actually be in Puerto Rico at the time of the unfortunate stabbing death of a real, true independent wrestling legend, Bruiser Brody. And when he talked about that, too, I found that to be quite interesting, the whole chain of events that went down in Puerto Rico.
That's an area I really picked his brain on because there's so many different stories and so many different takes on what happened there. And I really picked his brain because I wanted to be sure that he remembered things correctly. And, because there's times the guys will tell stories in these interviews. They'll tell a story about something that happened. And, and then we get looking, we check the records, and we think, well, that couldn't be because of this, that, or the other. Tony, I bet we went over that two or three, at least two times, probably three, a lot of it, because I wanted to be sure that the way I be sure it's correct a lot of times is I'll ask the same questions over, say over a period of months. I'll ask the same question two or three times just to be sure that, the guy I'm writing with gives me the same answer. Because a lot of times, like I said, they'll give a quick answer, not really thinking about it, and then you go back and you think, all of a sudden you realize, well, that couldn't have happened because such and such.
Yeah.
So by asking the question several times over a period of months, if I get the same answer, then chances are it's true, because if a guy's going to embellish the truth about something or say something that isn't entirely factual, well, then the second time he tells it, it's not going to be the same. But the story about Brody, Tony pretty much told the same story every time we talk.
Now we get into the fact, we get into the 90s now, and this really became when it turned back to rags. When Tony hit rock bottom, he ended up being homeless, of all things. I mean, and this was just something that I guess it just kind of all caught up to him with the whole fast living and all the things that go along with it. Marriages breaking down and just the drug habits and stuff. But I mean, a guy who was at the top of his game in the early part of the 80s and then into the mid 80s, it had to be sad. It was just sad seeing him at that point in his life and career.
I think the most telling quote in the whole book about his downfall was when he said, "I was the IWA champion and I was sleeping under a park bench."
Oh, God.
And when you stop and think about it, that's true. I remember when I was in high school and just really starting to get around wrestling a little bit, taking photos, I used to think, I mean, I have a lot of respect for these guys. Don't get me wrong. But we used to look at these guys like they were gods. I mean, they were our heroes, and they still are. I mean, I don't care how long I've been in and around wrestling and worked in wrestling. These guys that I look back at them, they're still my heroes. But at the same time, there came a point in my life when I began to realize, you know what, these guys are human just like us. But I think as society, most of the time, we don't look at it that way. We look at football superstars, basketball, you name it. We look at them being larger than life and something really, really special. I remember in college, Jack Briscoe came and talked to our student body as when I was in junior college.
Oh, cool.
And I walked around outside, and he was standing outside after his speech, and he was smoking a cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if one thing really bothered me more than anything else, that was the telling point. I thought, Jack Briscoe smokes. I mean, here's the All-American athlete, the NCAA wrestler, that, you know, everybody, he was the top guy in Florida. I mean, he couldn't do any wrong. And here he was smoking a cigarette. And that just floored me. I thought, this can't be. This guy's a superstar. He's a super athlete. Athletes don't smoke, but sure enough, he was. And the other one at the same time was, around the same time period, was Dale Lewis. He walked out of the arena one night wearing a pair of glasses. And I thought, glasses? I mean, you don't think of these guys as needing glasses, or you know, you think they put their, like the old saying, they don't put their pants on one leg at a time. They put them on both at the same time. But those are the things really woke me up that all is not always as it seems, you know.
Oh, no, not at all. But you know what? When he was, you know, Tony was featured on an MTV True Life show. But after that, you know, things started to kind of slowly start building back up in a positive direction, where he eventually did find ultimate redemption both in his professional and his personal life.
Absolutely. And I think there's two people that get the credit for that. One is Monica, who found Tony and took, I hate to use the word pity, but I guess that's pretty much what it was. She had a big heart, and she took him in and gave him a place to live, got him cleaned up, because he was, from what he says, he was filthy, dirty, nasty. He hadn't had a shower in months and months and months. And she got him back on track and helped him get through school to get his personal trainer certification. And so Monica gets a lot of credit for Tony's transformation and, you know, back into society. The other person is Tony himself. Tony, you know, once he had somebody like Monica who helped him get back on the right track, he took the ball and ran with it. He got a job as a personal trainer, and he was dedicated just like he was to his training. He was at that gym when he was supposed to be. You know, he gave up the drugs, pretty much cold turkey, and got his life back on track. Tony, I think the book really does explain to me just how strong a person Tony is. He's just a good person. I don't know. It's hard for me to explain exactly what I mean by that, but so there's a lot to say about Tony's character, and regardless of his past.
And that's definitely going to be a great book that I recommend other people check out. Too Much Too Soon: The Story of Tony Atlas. We're talking today with Scott Teal, and we got a couple things here to say before we send you on your way tonight. Of course, we were talking about these 4 books that are coming up here soon. No big announcement yet as to who we're going to be dealing with?
Oh, sure. It's no big secret.
Okay.
I don't do a whole lot of promotion for my books beforehand. A lot of times the books don't come out, or when the books come out, that's first a lot of people have heard about them. I find that works best, because otherwise I have people emailing me every other day asking me when a certain book's going to be out. But the books are online and probably in the order they're going to be released. I have the autobiography. I've been writing with Bill DeMott, who wrestled for WWE
excellent.
and WCW as Hugh Morris and General Rection.
Yep.
I wasn't interested in doing Bill's book at first when he first contacted me, because if it happened after 1983, 84, I have little or no interest. But Bill's story was just absolutely fascinating, and we have been working on this for the past year, and it's really good. I cannot wait for it to get out. It's the first probably post Golden Age book that I've ever written on a wrestler.
Oh, excellent! Looking forward.
And it's called The Last Laugh, which has to do with his Hugh Morris character.
The Laughing Man gimmick, nice.
Right, and at about the same time, we'll be releasing the third edition of Hooker, the Luthez Kit Ballman book.
Oh, awesome.
It's going to have a lot of new information, a lot of information that wasn't in the original book. Kid has a lot of endnotes. J. Michael Kenyon and Kid have worked together on it, clearing up some misconceptions and some errors that were in there. There's a foreword by Charlie Fez. There's a ton of new stories and interview material with Lou that wasn't in the original edition. It just wasn't used, and we're putting all that. Plus, we're going to have, I don't know how many photos, but there's going to be a lot of classic photos of Lou and a lot of photos that people have never seen before.
Oh, I'm sold.
And after that is Stan Hansen. Stan sent me.
Wow, the lariat.
Yes. He sent me the last 3 chapters yesterday. He's been doing a final read-through, and he's in jury duty this week, but he emailed me this morning and said he just had a little bit he wanted to add to the very end of the book and
that is so
on
great,
what's happened since then. But we really go into detail on the AWA belt situation.
I remember being as a kid watching all of that. That is, I'm very excited about that one.
I can't wait for it to be out. It's a book about, to me, it's the first book that will be out that really has back a good look at what it was like about the wrestling business in Japan. I guess is the easiest way.
Well, he's an icon over there. I mean, he
absolutely
made a lot of money over there working for. Well, he worked for Baba for the most of the time, huh?
Yeah, his first few tours over there, he worked for Inoki, but then from then on, the rest of his life, he worked for Baba. He went back for Inoki a couple years ago just for a special appearance type thing. But we go into detail. I asked him everything I could think of about Japan. You know, what's the difference in the way the office handles your bookings, your pay, how the fans react compared to the fans in the United States. We talk about everything Japan, and I'm just really excited about it. It's called The Last Outlaw. I expect it should be out within 3 to 4 months. Depends how fast I can get to the layout. It'll definitely be out probably, I'm sure, by June.
Sign me up.
And the final one is Bill Murdoch has written a book with Nikita Koloff, Nikita Koloff's autobiography. This one's much more in depth than the other things Nikita has written, and that should be out sometime around the same time. So we got 4, and following that, we got Leon White Vader. He's working on his book right now.
That's another great one.
Absolutely. I've sent him a lot of questions, and he's got his little recorder, and he's taping, and whenever he gets a chance. And I got some others coming up after that, and we'll have to wait. I can't really say yet because I'm really not sure.
Okay. I remember Leon White when he was the Baby Bull back when he used to wrestle for Gagne.
Yes, that was in your stomping grounds there in the AWA.
Absolutely. Well, I want to thank you, sir. We're going to send you on your way. Any last words before we go tonight, Scott Teal?
All I can say is I appreciate your support of what I do, and wrestling back in the day has sort of been forgotten, and it's because of people like you who help keep the legends alive, and I do appreciate that. That's my whole goal is to make people aware of what wrestling was like in the day, and so that people don't forget. Because Stan and I were talking about this the other day. You know, Stan Hansen was a big, big name in Japan, but you know, when you get right down to it, he's pretty much been forgotten already, and it's only been 6, 7, 8 years, I guess, since he retired. Maybe not that long. And people just, most people don't remember the legends like they used to. The older people do, but these new kids, they just don't seem to remember. Most, or they never knew a lot of them. And you mentioned some of these guys that were so famous back in the day, but thanks to people like you and these books, we're able to, help keep their name alive.
Thank you, and we'll have to keep in touch. Very big thank you to Scott Teal. And you have yourself. Oh, what? You have yourself a good evening tonight, sir.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to do this.
Yep. Have a good evening.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. We'll be right back. We're going to do some quick news, guys, and then we'll get into some more Tuesday Night Experiment.
Pioneer 90.1. KSRQ, Thief River Falls, Grand Forks. A service of Northland Community and Technical College.
CNN Radio, I'm Stan Case. Topping our news, a 10-month government investigation has concluded there's no electronic cause for sudden acceleration in Toyota cars. It blames sticky pedals, improperly installed floor mats, and driver error. From Tokyo, CNN's Kyung Law reports the problem has seriously damaged Toyota's reputation.
The brand that Toyota stands behind, that it has been known for decades to its worldwide customers, it has absolutely been damaged. By some estimates, analysts say that Toyota's brand has been damaged by some $25 billion just on brand damage.
Nearly 8 million Toyota cars were recalled. The congressional battle over health care reform's not over yet. CNN's Dana Bash reports House Republicans plan to try next week to block funding for provisions of the new law.
We've known for some time that Republicans who don't ultimately have the votes to repeal the health care law will try to chip away at it by using the power of the purse, by cutting off its funding. But this is the first time that we've heard officially that Republicans, at least in the House, are going to start to do that so soon.
Many provisions don't take effect until 2014, but some agencies are beginning to implement parts of the plan. Also on Capitol Hill Tuesday, committee hearings on a bill to make current restrictions on federal funding for abortion permanent. New York Congressman Gerald Nadler accuses Republicans of hypocrisy on the health care issue.
After 2 years of hearing my Republican colleagues complain that government should not meddle in the private insurance market or in private health care choices, I was stunned to see legislation so obviously designed to do exactly that.
The House measure is expected to fail in the Senate. President Obama's spokesman criticized the Egyptian government Tuesday for arresting and harassing journalists and rights activists. Robert Gibbs' remarks demonstrate U.S. frustration with President Hosni Mubarak and Vice President Omar Suleiman. This was day 15 of the anti-government uprising. For news anytime, go to CNN.com. This is CNN Radio.
Identify yourself.
It's the Tuesday Night Experiment. Broadcasting live from the Center of New Media at Northland Community and Technical College.
Well, here we go. Our second big hour of the Tuesday Night Experiment, Pioneer 90.1 FM Radio, Northland.org. My name's Glenn Broggett, along with the blind dog, Scott Gilbert.
Yeah.
Now you're ready to go. You had a nice little break there for the interview segment.
I know. Yes. Turn it into talk radio now here.
Yeah, but we want to hear your voice now.
All right.
All right, and we got Sugar Sean Slauson here with us.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing well, thanks.
Oh, that's wonderful. You know, it's nice to hear about some old school wrestling, you know?
Yes.
It turns my crank, that's for sure.
Scott Teal has done a great job being a historian and someone who respects the ways of the old days. But we got to talk about the new days now. And those new days mean a lot of talk and a lot of DVD reviewing.
Oh, boy.
Our favorite segment. But before we go into that, we got to talk about the halftime show of the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
We have to make note of this. Slash, what were you doing? what were you doing?
I thought he rocked pretty well.
He did not rock pretty well. He looked kind of, it's like you should almost start changing his outfit, I think.
I don't know.
I don't know. The Black Eyed Peas thing.
Really paying attention. They were sloppy, man. It was a sloppy production job by a chumpy type corporation, you know. Fox, they screwed up with the mics right away.
Yep.
And yeah,
what was up with that? Like, Fergie wasn't even turned on. I mean, not that I care that she was on or not. It was just like, you know, if you're going to do something right, you go for the kill.
Yeah, with all this fancy 8-second delay, 10-second delay stuff, you think they would figure it out by now, you know. I don't know.
It's frustrating.
They screw that up when McCartney was doing it? Hell no.
Of course not.
No. And,
you know, because he probably had the coin to, you know, for a better production team for that. Mm-hmm. And Fergie, I don't know. She's a recovering meth head, and wish her the best. She'll probably relapse within 2 years, but good for her. Way to go, girl.
And you know what? I think the world wasn't really caring if Usher was going to show up and do a big jump into the splits.
That's who that was. I thought it was Martin Lawrence up there, man.
Yeah, Martin Lawrence probably would have been a little bit more entertaining.
Yeah.
Say,
Martin, don't you got a new movie coming out?
He would have done like some. What was that character when he dressed up as the broad?
Oh, Big Mama?
No, on the TV show.
Oh boy.
Shanae.
Shanae. Yeah.
On Martin. That's right.
Martin Lawrence. I mean, Slauson, you know, you brought in Webster last week. Why don't you bring in some Martin?
Because that collection's at my parents' place right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
moms and dads. And
Yeah. Mom and pop.
Watching
there.
Martin.
He's so crazy.
Yeah.
So what I loved about Martin though is like he had the gig at the radio station.
Yeah, and then the guy from Saturday Night Live was his stage
Garrett Morris?
manager. Yeah.
What was the name of that? What was the call letters on that again, dude?
Oh, man, I don't remember. It's been-
WZUP.
WZUP. Oh yeah.
WZUP.
That's the name we should have.
Remember that.
And the whole thing. How could I forget a Thursday night staple? Martin on the Fox network. I think that was when The Simpsons were still doing Thursday night as well.
And then they were.
Oh man, The Simpsons always been on Sunday, dude.
No, they were on Thursday for the first couple of seasons.
Oh really?
Yeah, dude. And then they moved more towards like because they had success with on NBC with Cosby and stuff.
I'll be damned. I'll be dipped in dog dew.
Yeah. And then they moved it out because they put Martin and Sinbad had a show at the same time.
Remember Herman's Head around there too?
Oh, I do.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah, that was classic stuff too.
That was when Fox had like sitcoms and stuff all the way up to 10 o'clock on Sunday night. Before the Fox News thing that they experimented with.
And then of course, Married with Children. You can't
Never
go
had
around that.
local news up here until like 10 years ago.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the world was I don't know if the world was just waiting with bated breath for Kip Hines to emerge as the next Austin Shower to be the next. You know what? I complain about it, but I still watch it. I watch that's like it's on right away.
I like Channel 10's news, the Fox News, because it seems more edgy. They do the domestic stuff, a lot of fire stuff.
Warts and all, I think that would be the best way to describe the Fox News at 9 crew, and it's just
if it bleeds,
it's making news
Yeah.
on the Fox thing. You're going to have somebody dispatched out there. And then, you got Austin Shower, but then you got Andrea Larson, who, when you look at her, she's kind of got one of them Joker faces.
Can we talk about that former naughty newscaster that got in trouble last week?
Oh,
yeah, boy. You know who I'm talking about.
We're talking about the former nighttime anchor at KXJB. Then she became the morning girl with Mick Kerr.
Yep.
And then she went out the door
to KFGO for a little bit. Now she took like a cheesy state job or whatever in North Dakota.
Oh, you're talking Michelle Turnberg?
Michelle Turnberg.
Turnberg.
Okay,
She scored herself suspicious of driving under the influence, and they have her mug shot too.
Well, you can go. Can you go somewhere and get
She probably
that?
has it on her Facebook
Yeah.
page or
It's on
whatever.
rednator.com, and it's got a little link there under the North Dakota section. And dude, she looks pretty pissed off in that mug shot and kind of hammered, and her lower lip is like poking out a little bit.
So she's a little bit of a quiver thing.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe she just does it when she gets drunk and starts crappie flopping and stuff. My kind of girl.
Yeah.
Just add her on Facebook. She has a Facebook page.
Does she?
Yeah.
Slauson, are you a friend of Michelle Turnberg?
Yeah, I am.
You are?
I am.
Oh, no.
You should have said, "Hey, baby, I got this $6.25 for you to get out of
Well,
Camp
I'm
Clink."
also friends with Terry Doolum, too. So
Have you been talking to Terry Doolum about the Tuesday Night Experiment, too? You seem to be yakking to everybody else in the business.
Terry Doolum, the guy's so short, if you see him in person and he happens to run away from you, he just kind of runs for a while, then disappears, So it's like...
You see him
Go
sometimes
Terry
I sometimes see him when a rainbow shows up for some reason.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, Lucky Charm. Yeah.
Oh, we're making...
Oh, man.
Making friends now.
Well, radio people and TV people generally do not get along. I've got a little beef with Neil Carlson over there in Grand Forks.
And why?
He tried punking me at the bar.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I was sitting there drinking at this Catholic bar in Grand Forks and Knights of Columbus. Woohoo! Getting sauced up there, and that bald-headed dude happened to walk in there, and he was sporting the KVLY stuff, and
he's got the colors he's representing.
And, I told him, I said, what kind of TV station are you guys running down there? Because this is when that one blonde lady in the morning got whacked over the head with a frying pan.
Stacey Deffenbaugh.
Yeah.
I haven't heard about this in a long time. That name has been
and I was
lost
giving
in the
him
ether.
crap about that, and he's coming back saying, I got a recorder on me. I'm recording this. I'm like, whatever, dude. He was just being a jerkwad right at the
You
bar.
got to put your off-duty post here right away because nobody wants to do that. You're off.
Yeah.
I mean, that's poor form.
I know. And I told Neil, I said, dude, you want a beer? I got a recorder on me. I'm recording this. Blah, blah, blah. You know, and I was like, okay, Mr. Neil Carlson, mellow out, buddy.
He's probably recording you right now.
Oh, well,
I don't know.
we're gonna go from.
I don't know. That's a good example. Radio people and TV
television,
people
we just
just
don't
do
mix.
not blend.
We don't mix at all.
Imagine having like your corporate Christmas party with the radio people right down the hall and the TV people on the other side, man. Just imagine fist fights going on in the parking lot.
But this is the thing, though.
That's it. I'm taking Terry Doolum's wife home.
I always thought they always would work because, come on, man, audio and video, they go together.
No, see, the TV people, they got the arrogance because they got their mugs on the air.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean they're
I got
talking
the
heads.
looks and I got the voice.
So what? We just got the voice. not
Yes.
the look?
Yeah, we got the face for radio, buddy.
And speaking of great radio voices,
Oh yeah.
we got a fantastic segment coming up. It's
Oh,
15
boy.
minutes after 8 o'clock. You know what that means? It's time once again for the most popular segment on the Tuesday Night Experiment,
Oh boy.
Sugar Sean Sloss DVD review.
TDK guy.
It's
or
like
whatever.
3D on your
Remember it.
radio.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's time on the T&E for some
The
DVD.
left, the right, the left to right, out of sight.
Almost sound like surround sound there for a sec.
Well, it sounded like one of those little cruisers on the the Jetsons.
Jeffersons.
Jetsons.
Yeah, we're moving on up.
Whatever. It's
Okay,
a
Wheezy.
song.
Let's move right up into some Sugar
right.
Sean DVD review. Yes,
Here,
he's-
you want me to hold your camera? Can I
Sure.
zoom in?
yeah.
Yeah, if you want.
All right.
Probably be better than it's better.
Hey, there
Gilbert
it is.
Scorsese over here is going to get some tight shots
Come
here.
on.
Okay, so
All right, let's
now
rock
that
and
I
roll,
got
buddy.
hold of the camera, I think it can be a lot better now. So,
Hey, man. At least I got you centered.
well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, what is available today that came out on DVD and Blu-ray?
Well, you're supposed to tell us. That's why we give you the time every week.
Well, I'm going to do that. This week we got Pee-wee's Playhouse. No.
In HD.
Welcome to the drunk cam.
It's Columbo, the mystery movie collection from 1991 to 1993.
Because you know what? The best years for Columbo movies were 1991
1 to
whatever.
93.
Yeah, he was at top of his game then, Peter Falk.
Oh, well, you know, it looks like a good buy. Anyway.
What a Howard
Don't be
Cunningham.
looking at the camera.
Howard
Am I
Cunningham
supposed-
from
Don't make
Happy
eye
Days
contact.
guy on there?
Jeez, hadn't you ever been to acting class?
Yeah, but you're supposed to look at camera and act.
You are not. You're just supposed to not even think
Yes.
it's there.
Well, here's one that you two might like.
Okay.
There's actually two that came out: the original and the remake.
Oh, boy.
The original, I Spit on Your Grave from 1978, just came out on Blu-ray.
Written by IP Freely?
And the remake, I Spit on Your Grave, came out on Blu-ray. So there
Now-
you go.
Now, Sugar Man,
Yeah.
have you watched those movies yet? Or because I mean, have you watched the Columbo one yet? Or have you done
The
any?
Columbo
any-
one, no, I haven't.
Okay.
seen that
Do you
one
have
yet.
any desire to view the Columbo? Movie?
Well, that would actually, I'd have to purchase the box set to do that. It's not available around here unless.
What, do you got to go up to Canada and get it? Or what?
Unless I go to Kmart or Walmart and see if they got it, but I don't think they might, but you never know.
You know, there's this little thing they call the computer, and on the computer
Yeah.
is the internet. And on the internet, you can go to places like Amazon.com
Uh-huh.
where they make things so much more convenient.
Are you talking the video on demand stuff?
No, I'm talking about going in and just typing a search and you can find it.
Yeah, that's well.
Is this the right side up?
Gilbert, our director Gilbert over here is having the time of his life.
You know, I'm glad.
There's your little webcam.
Thanks, boy. Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway, see, this is how I do it now. That I just gotta do like how I do my videos.
Montel Jordan over here. This is how we do it.
And then, last but not least, that came out on Blu-ray today.
Hansen.
There's a movie out there that just came out on Blu-ray that I'm really. This one I definitely will get because I have it on DVD, but I'm gonna get it on Blu-ray anyway.
You have it on VHS too, and Betamax, and reel to reel.
Because I'm just a rich guy, you know. I can afford all this stuff, you know.
Yeah, I saw you rolling in
I
your
see
Bentley
you at
tonight.
rummage sales all the time.
Well, I know it's only $10, so
Sis, it's
Uncle
too much.
Buck, came out on Blu-ray.
Oh,
today.
that's a classic.
Oh, yeah,
That's
you know
a
what?
classic.
I can spare you the rod there, pal. I think that's a good one.
So I don't know why they want to put Uncle Buck on Blu-ray. You know, because wouldn't
You
you,
want it
think that?
crisp.
Well, do they just like dig up John Candy and like, hey, we didn't really like this scene. Do you think we could redo it? Because the quality of the video was so fuzzy back then
Yeah.
compared to now. But why even put that on Blu-ray? It's not like
I don't know. You see, the thing about it, it's like I looked. See, okay,
I
I'm not
think they're
gonna lie,
just trying to
actually-
have us switch formats again.
See, I'm not
They
gonna,
want our money.
That's right.
I'm not gonna lie. I actually went to Walmart a couple
You
hours
never went
before,
there.
Before we went to.
I know. I see you
Station.
right there. You gave me my shopping cart.
Yeah. Welcome to Walmart. Anyway,
Just like Grandpa Simpson.
I saw the Uncle Buck Blu-ray, and I was looking at see if it had special features. It has no special features at all.
Yeah.
I was hoping for like a documentary.
Well, you
or
want
something.
to dig up Candy for a commentary or what?
Wow.
Yeah,
No,
I
no,
think
no,
John's
see-
been a little busy. He's gone underground. You know.
Oh yeah, is he a miner or what? No, I'm just.
Yeah, those chili miners.
Yeah. Anyway,
John
so
Candy's down here.
Uncle Buck, a Blu-ray. I think
That
that'd be
is a
good
classic
buy.
movie. Yeah.
I have it on DVD, but I think it's at the parents' place. I still have like.
What, they like got half your stash or what?
Well, literally, yeah. I have 500 DVDs at my house here, and then I have 500 more at my parents' place.
We got to go to Casa de Slauson to the family compound to go get a few of these movies.
They're enjoying it, and I know if they're listening right now on the radio, they
compound.
listen to me and they watch all the stuff I got. So whatever, it's all good.
What do you just like give them a list of things to watch and you force them to watch it?
Well, I got a little bit of everything.
Kneel to a chair. or
Even
what?
when the nephews and nieces come over, there's something that they can watch too. So it's a little bit for everybody.
Do your parents like the movie Misery?
I believe Dad's probably seen it. I've seen it.
There we go.
I
Yeah.
like. There's certain parts I really can't watch in that movie.
Oh, you mean when he chops his legs off or whatever?
Oh yeah, when she re-breaks them and stuff.
Oh, that's hard
yeah, that kind of hurts.
Yeah.
What's her name? Bates.
Kathy Bates.
Kathy Bates. Yeah.
Kathy Bates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, not Norman Bates, but Kathy Bates.
Well, that's a character, Sugar Man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Love you,
characters.
Sean Slauson.
Yeah. Speaking of
Reminds
characters.
me of those chicks that used to stalk me at Clear Channel in Grand Forks, man. I got a few.
Oh, you just.
Oh yeah.
You're just
Crazy ones
You're
there.
just a big stalking stuff.
I just told her, I said, honey, you better get back to the mission, man. It's almost lockdown for you. Yeah.
Now, Slauson, what else you have for us?
Well, we
All
got
right,
the
hit it up.
We got the picks of the week.
Oh,
Because it wouldn't
boy.
be
Oh,
an
buckle
experiment
up.
without the picks of the week. And I got two of them this week, obviously, as I always do. The first one is the Toy Story, the complete film set.
Didn't you use that one last week?
Hey, that's a repeat. You had Tori Story on before.
I did.
It should be Toy
Yes, you
Story. Tory
did.
spelling might maybe.
Yeah.
I never had Toy Story.
Yes,
ever.
you have.
When did I have Toy Story?
Should we go to the tapes
Yeah,
or
go
what?
back to-
Yeah.
I
Let me
remember
go
I
back
never
to the
had
archives
Toy Story.
here.
I don't think I had Toy
Where's
Story.
that
but-
waste bin?
Well, anyway, I know for a fact that I did not bring what I have anyway.
Oh,
You only
jeez.
started doing that gimmick about a month
that.
ago.
Look at that.
Yeah. So there you go,
Cool.
Scott. You can gawk while I
Yeah,
talk to you.
I'm gonna take this up to the pawn shop for some drinking money.
Yeah.
All right, buddy.
Yeah.
Woo!
We'll get a picture, man.
Woo!
We'll be like, thank you, Sassy Slauson.
Well, how much do you think I paid for those? Just a rough guess.
$6
Total?
American dollars.
Yeah. How much
Wow.
would you think?
35 Canadian dollars. How much in Turkish lira? Or are we talking?
Yeah, how
real
much in
American?
yen?
You talking rupias?
The euro?
I
Hers not
kind of
trading
cheated
well.
the system a little bit. I could have went to Walmart and
You
paid
stole them?
30. No.
Did you ever see the episode of The Facts of Life when they stole, man? Crime don't pay, dog.
No. See, I joined the Disney Movie Club just recently, and I paid $4 for $1. I literally paid 25 cents a piece for them.
Oh man, you know.
Uh-oh.
So they're gonna be sending you Walt Disney crap all the time now.
That's okay. Hey, that's all right.
That's how they suck you in, dude. That's like they're doing
Yep.
the Columbia House on you, man.
Yeah.
well.
Remember back in the day when they had you put 1 penny on there?
Yeah, and the thing was, the Columbia House, they stuck it to you as opposed to BMG where you could buy one and get out.
Yeah.
Columbia House, you had to buy so many or else they come
Oh.
after your butt.
Full price CDs too.
Yeah,
and back
23
yeah,
bucks.
That was spendy, dude.
Yeah,
Well,
no, I do not want the Gin Blossoms. Congratulations, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. CD.
You know what they sent me one time? They sent me Michael Bolton.
Oh, that's a selection of the month?
Yeah.
Gee.
It's that recommended if you like or whatever. What else I get?
I found a Michael Bolton thing. Just keep talking.
Okay.
I even got In Vogue. Remember those ladies all sassy and dancing and singing and
Oh,
stuff?
free your mind?
Yeah. And your mind will follow.
So yeah, I mean, Toy to me, everybody needs to see Toy Story. I don't care who you are. This is perfect for any age. So you guys who are like what 60 years old?
Well,
you
geez,
can watch it.
You might as well bring on the Stuart Little there, comedy boy.
Hey, I mean,
you and your sweat ad.
The adventures are all different. They're not the same. You might think they're a repeat, but they're all the same.
Oh God, you got to hear. If I can get this properly queued up, I have found an awesome version. Okay, here we go. Hopefully this will work.
Okay.
We got some Michael Bolton coming at you. This is Michael Bolton covering Bob Dylan.
Oh, jeez.
So, yeah, we're segueing, Slauson, but we'll get back to you here.
Okay.
I remember when you let me borrow the CD, Sean, I thought that you were just a fool, but now...
You admit it?
I was the fool.
You said you wanted a burnt copy, and I said, okay, dude, I'll hook you up.
Turn it up.
You gotta love him.
This is the best version ever. A groundbreaking song, torn down through the ground.
Man, I want that on my iPod right now, dude.
I just bought an iPod finally. I'm going to put this in, I think. We got to get to the payoff here. He's crossing the bridge. He's crossing the bridge right now.
Oh, here it is.
This is where it pays off right now.
Feels really good.
What is this, Caribbean back there? Little steel drum?
We're on a boat.
Hanging out with the Beach Boys too much, man.
We're on a boat, have some margaritas or whatever. Well, mine would be a non-alcoholic, but anyway.
Oh, this is terrible.
Oh, jeez, yeah, dump on that, man.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's got more, dude. He's got some really bad... This is like from his album. It was called Timeless.
Oh,
and
boy.
yeah, here we go. Let's see if I can get this one. We remember this one back in the early 80s, Gilbert, back when we were just...
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, I remember this. Yeah.
Oh, let me tell you something. Marvin Gaye did this song, but Michael Bolton's doing it one better.
Oh, yeah. And this was used in a commercial, too, hey.
Oh, man.
Yeah. See, remember that commercial with that lady's all putting their fancy fingers all over my shoulder and stuff? Yeah, that was me.
That was the best $200 you ever made, man.
Yeah. They're like, hey, Blind Dog, can you do a cameo appearance on this commercial? I'm like, hey, I ain't got nothing going on.
This is like romancing music, right? We are in the romancing hour right now.
Yeah, that's right.
One more, though. One more. I have one more.
Oh, jeez.
I know I'm torturing everybody.
God,
Well, at
Michael
least you don't
Bolton
have me
night.
singing today.
No. I don't know. I just...
Yeah, Bolton is getting his royalties right now.
Thanks a lot, guys. I know this is a big rib, but,
There's 4 stations that play my music. One up in northwest Minnesota and a soft and easy station.
Isn't just like the wimpiest version of Whiter Shade of Pale already?
I don't know. I like the
Procol
keyboard
Harum
here, so-
cover.
Yeah, they're going to come after him, I think. They probably came with both of the guns trained on him. Here, come on, howl a little bit for us, Bolton. Right about now. Slauson, get over here. I'm going to dance with you.
Yeah. Oh, we got that
Get over
camera.
here.
We got a camera here.
Let's cuddle.
Oh, jeez. It's snuggling time.
Yeah, we're just
I know I said I was desperate, but not that.
This is
desperate.
time for couples dance.
Yeah.
Couple skate.
Oh, jeez. Kind of reminds me of Phil Collins' The Roof is Leaking. I don't know.
Should we get out of this? Let's dump.
Oh, yeah,
let's
that's
dump out of
brutal.
that. Back to your DVD review, Bob.
Okay.
Oh, well, all right.
And then we'll play some music, okay? Because I'm really sorry about that.
Oh, no problem.
We got to redeem ourselves,
I
man.
know. We skipped the
gotta-
White Fandango.
So the next one for the pick of the week, anyway.
All right.
From 1983, it's a classic.
Ernest Goes to Jail.
That's not from '83.
Oh, jeez.
I Don't Give a Damn.
I don't give a damn. Yeah.
What do you
It's
got?
The Survivors from 1983. You remember anything about The Survivors there, Glenn?
Is that Walter Matthau, Robin Williams?
Well, without even looking.
Buddy.
Yeah, he nailed it right.
Hey, there you go. Anyway,
Don't
yes.
bring a knife to a gunfight, Slauson.
I'm sorry. Anyway, yes, it's Survivors, and I just watched this movie here maybe a couple weeks ago, and man, first time ever, I loved it.
You laughed, you cried, you puked. Yeah.
Well, it kind of gives you all the emotions because it's Jerry Reed. Narcolepsy. Hey, I learned what that word meant, so
fancy pants and some fancy words.
As tired as I am from working earlier today,
Ooh, dictionary boy. Yeah.
I'm surprised I don't have any narcolepsy.
Funkin' Wagnalls over there.
But Jerry Reed does a guest spot or whatever on there.
Well, yeah, he's the dude trying to take out Robin Williams, man.
Yeah, but it's kind of neat how it happens. It's well, I'll read it here because I know you like it when I read.
Jeez, what are you gonna bust out Patch Adams next?
Maybe. Robin Williams is masterful as a zany survival nut who is being taken.
Zany, really?
Yeah, zany. Like Bob Zany. Anyway.
Oh, jeez. Come on.
He's a survival nut who is being taken advantage of by a scheming businessman preying on fear that society will break down. Walter Matthau is the perfect straight man. Straight man foil for Williams. Even though this is an older
I gotta
movie.
be somewhere today. Where is that?
It is a theme which is still timeless. Is society getting ready for the big flush? And how do responsible people... I asked that question after I went to the bathroom. Anyway,
tidy bowl.
How do responsible people how do responsible people respond to it? And Williams and Matthau provide one very funny solution. So there you go.
Hot cha cha cha. There we go. Movie review by Snausen.
Check out the hot shoe on that guy.
Yeah.
So that's my checkout, and I want to say a special shout out to Kathy Erickson because I saw her earlier today at Hugo's, and she said she would listen to us. So yeah, so there you go.
She's lying to you,
She was
man.
being nice.
Yeah.
Oh.
After busting out, she did the show last night, right?
Yeah.
Till 11. She's got to settle down from the radio waves, man.
You got to give a gal a night off.
Yeah.
Man.
Think of all this radiation that's floating around in your person. Just just gonna go home and let it soak into the couch.
Radiation, boy, I tell you, we're not microwaving potatoes here.
How about we play some music?
How about we just rock out?
Okay, we got some Weezer coming up. We got the John Spencer Blues Explosion next on the Tuesday Night Experiment. Time for us to take a break. You look like you need a cigarette, my friend.
I'm out. You got one like a bum?
No, I don't. I quit.
Right.
I quit.
I'm gonna go looking for some butts out in the snow.
No pun
and
intended.
cigarettes.
Yeah.
Thanks in part to the wonderful arts and cultural legacy work of KSRQ. Ampers.org is rich with great audio. This is Todd Meldy, Arts and Cultural Heritage Coordinator for Ampers. New now on Ampers.org, music from the rock trio Taffy Machine, Minneapolis' Maida, and from northern Minnesota, Selah Ovison. In the arts section, we're featuring the creepy good illustrations of Whitney Sauer. And in history, we explore the popularity of Spam. There's one place for Minnesota culture, Ampers.org. Ampers, diverse radio for Minnesota's communities.
got to help it.
Broadcasting in HD digital. This is Roots Radio, Pioneer 90.1, KSRQ, Thief River Falls, Grand Forks.
What I'm wanting to do, I know the words to say.
Tuesday Night Experiment, Pioneer 90.1 FM. The latest from Weezer, from Hurley. Yeah, that music them kids are listening to. I had to tell Slauson to shut up. We were going about the air.
Don't you know when the mics come on?
He's sitting there yakking about his sister that came out here for some reason. Oh, I was like, big
I thought
deal.
it was some family emergency or something.
Oh,
the DVDs are missing.
Yeah. Yeah, what happened to the Blu-rays? Right?
Ernest Goes to Camp is stolen. We've lost disc 3 of Webster from last week. Can you ever forgive us?
Wow. Boy, if my family was like that, I'd have to love them even more, I tell you.
Right.
Well, they're not puppies. They're your family.
Well, of course. But I know some families that actually get into the whole movie thing that literally, as a family, they collect. So
literally, well, I don't
yeah,
want.
it's a hobby. They go to go to the movies all the time and whatever. It's what they love to do.
And they do that
As
well
a family?
As a family.
Well,
yeah.
what happens when they turn 12?
Well, most of
They
the
kind of
kids
leave that idea behind.
No,
I think that's when they get into the R-rated stuff.
yeah. Well, I just go by experience anyway.
I don't think I could get into a movie watching club with my mom and my dad.
How come?
I think it's just nothing I could do. I mean, our tastes are so different and diverse.
But you never went to the theater together as a family as a youngin?
I may have went to
My mom took me to E.T.
Okay.
When I was a kid.
Same here. I went and saw it in the drive-in in Hallock, Minnesota.
Oh, cool.
See, my mom used to take me to movies like that, kids movies and stuff. When we were younger, my brother and my little brother and sister closest in age to me, we used to go to Hallock in the summertime. You know, they had the drive-in movie season. My mom was pretty cool because we went and saw a lot of movies for kids movies. Then she took us to see Rambo. First Blood
Mom's
Part
getting
2.
cool.
I remember seeing the first Beverly Hills Cop with my mom.
Oh, right on.
You know, things like that. I remember, I think I saw Total Recall out there. With Mom. I mean,
Recall.
granted, she had to make up for the times I had to go when my brother wanted to go see the Care Bears movie. He was 25.
Care Bears.
2 years off.
I think one of the last drive-in movies I ever saw was Home Alone.
Oh, really?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
we went with this guy who just got his car, a couple years older than us. Me and my other friend who was around my age.
Yeah.
And he got this car. It was this old, Maverick.
Oh.
Early 70s.
Like a big old boat?
Well, boat-ish, I guess. Not quite like your big old Lincoln Continental or anything like that.
Like a Ford LTD?
Yeah. I think it was a Ford SOL. Because we had to get pushed out of a little patch. It was a bit of a rain spell at the time. Yeah, we had to get pushed out of a little bit of mud. This thing was gutless.
Bald tires and everything.
Oh, yeah,
I
and
bet.
the same thing was later that year in school, after school, usually I just hopped the bus and went from Carlson to Bronson. It was easy, it's transportation. And, I decided to get a lift from this guy because he lived in the neighborhood. He was maybe a block or two down the road from us.
True.
And I'm thinking, okay, me and a couple buddies get in this vehicle. And he's like, should I drive over the curb by in front of the school?
Uh-huh. He gets hung up on the curb.
You got it. Yeah, we got this thing started. Thank God it started. You should be grateful that it started. We go over the top of the front wheel. I'm like, are we gonna go any further, Scott?
Yeah.
He's making beaker noises from the Muppets. He was so nervous. He one of those guy that was kind of high strung, and we couldn't get out. How embarrassing! There's people, my age and a couple, the seniors and juniors. I was a sophomore.
Yeah,
they were coming by just laughing at us, and it took forever. And finally, after about a half hour, this piece of crap car actually got over this little curb.
The little car that could.
Yeah, let's just say I rode the bus for the rest of the year after that, even though I had friends who had cars.
Yeah, you don't want to get caught up in that situation again.
Oh, that was embarrassing. It's that's probably why I didn't want to drive a car to school, even when I was in senior in high school,
geez.
just because I was so traumatized by that guy and his piece of crap Maverick.
Wow.
That's probably sitting for scrap in some junkyard right now.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I was going to say for anybody who's listening out there in Radio Land who ever looks at our website, that banner that I had a friend of mine from Arizona make for us officially is on the website.
John McCain?
Yeah. I have a Fran, I
what
have a-
kind of banner does it say?
It says the Tuesday Night Experiment with a nice radio wave going through it, whatnot. And
What does a radio wave look like?
You never seen the banner? Well, you gotta go
No,
on the
I-
website. Check out the website, radionorthland.org.
I just
and,
go on that webpage to check out when we're making fun of Ted
And
Williams.
if you go the program schedule or whatever.
Okay, I'm on our actual website here.
Okay.
I don't see this. You're lying to me.
Oh, it's
You're full of crap.
I think either program schedule or local program.
Or show host, local
Weekday host?
weekday.
It's one of those banners anyway.
There's a dumb picture of me on there.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I can't. There's KSRQ History,
Yeah.
Legacy Speaker Series, Legacy Concert Series, podcasts, Support 90.1, Community Radio, Pioneer 90.1 programs. Maybe that could be
That
the
could be it.
the one. Yes, I think so. Yes.
We're not the Mayor and the Mailman. We're not the Barn Dance. Oh, hey now.
There you go.
Yeah.
There it is.
It's actually pretty neat, but you can't blow it up to make it bigger. But that's oh well.
Well, yeah.
Tuesday Night Experiment.
Yeah.
That looks pretty cool.
Yeah, actually, I had to say, we're going to make T-shirts now, too? or
We
what?
should. Posters, whatever, autographs, whatever. But yeah, I mean,
autographs.
I don't know.
Autographs.
When we become local celebrities or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
For the next Big Red or something.
Big Red? Yeah.
You're just full of old references.
Well, of course.
Jeez.
This is what
That's
the
why
show's
that-
about. Yeah.
Hey, man, he's from Greenbush, dude. They only have AM radio up there.
I thought they just talk through ham radio.
Yeah, ham radio. No, spam radio.
Spam.
No.
You guys still used a string and two cans?
Yeah. It's like, hello, can you hear me?
Get off! This is a party line.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Well, you know what? I found probably the most meaningless feud in music history is going on right now. And this involves 80s pop star Adam Ant. Yeah, it's already sold itself. As far as
yuck.
He's waging a war. So you got an 80s irrelevant celebrity against a 90s irrelevant celebrity.
Okay.
He's waging war at Liam Gallagher.
That's
From Oasis.
Yeah.
The one who's known for being a bit loud and brash and likes to start fights. Okay, he branded the former Oasis frontman unacceptable after a spat over a track on his new album.
Wow.
It's like, and then brings up the other question. Wow, they got an album out. they're doing old railroad songs. The Prince Charming hitmaker is relaunching his music career with a new record. Adam Ant is the blueback hustler and marrying the gunner's daughter. That's the name of the album. That's already.
Yep.
That's a popcorn fart of a musical track if there ever was.
Jeez, Adam Ant.
Yeah, I know. And he's got the hat with the wig attached to the braid attached to him on the picture. It's like,
geez.
we know you're bald, buddy. He claims Gallagher tried to block the use of one track because it features Andy Bell. The drummer in Liam's group is post-Oasis project Beady Eye. I like that name. But Ant insisted on using the song regardless of Gallagher's threat of trouble if he included it on the album. And now he's blasted the Wonderwall singer over his notorious outbursts. Ant tells British Magazine the new review, "I've never liked people like that, like British artist Damien Hirst." Who's he? That's not art, it's commerce. And I've always hated stroppy behavior. I hate people who use the word stroppy behavior, like that of the Gallaghers. Not the older one, Noel. He's okay. But Liam, his attitude, well, it's unacceptable. He told me there'd be trouble if I put the song on my record, but nobody tells me what to do. Nobody.
Yeah.
I'm 55 years old. Adam Ant does what Adam Ant wants to do.
Jeez, a lawsuit in the making right there, huh?
They don't. Adam Ant, he probably needs money.
Sounds like Diamond Dave there.
This is a personal thing between me and him, and we will deal with it man to man. Celebrity boxing.
Right. That'll be a perfect match.
I know that's the one reality thing they've been afraid, too scared to bring back is celebrity boxing.
I liked when Screech was whooping it up in there, man.
Beating up Horshack from Welcome Back Cottage.
Yeah.
The thing is, Horshack thought he wasn't going to get hit in the face. Because he said, I didn't want him to hit my nose because I had a nose job. Well, don't fight.
Yeah, no doubt.
Paula Jones fought, and she had a nose job.
Yeah, bob and weave, man.
Here's some more feud news here.
Okay.
Axl Rose has shot down fans' hopes of a reunion with original Guns N' Roses bandmate Slash after the guitar legend revealed he would consider working with the fiery frontman if he apologized to him. So
He's waiting for Axl to...
Yeah, good luck. Good luck, champ.
Jeez.
Slash and Duff McKagan quit the group in the early 1990s after falling out with Rose, and they went on to form their own band, Velvet Revolver. The Axemen, well, I'm going to dump that out. The Axemen had little contact with Rose since, but he recently admitted a reunion featuring the original Gunners could take place if the singer was prepared to approach him first. He said that would be a call I'd be surprised to get, but if it did happen, I would do whatever it takes to at least have a conversation.
Well, Axl already messed it up by kind of doing the whole Guns N' Roses thing when he had Buckethead playing with him.
He had so many different people in that Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
It's like a revolving door.
Yeah, jeez.
However, Rose has rejected the idea. Surprise, surprise. Anyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has no plans, insisting no plans to reconcile with his former pal, taking a course to his Twitter.com page.
Jeez. How long did it
What
take
else?
for that Chinese democracy or whatever that to
that
come out?
17 years, probably about 35 years.
I know. Dude, I heard clips from that album back in 2005. Man.
I think they were leaking them as early as 95.
Yeah.
He took to his Twitter.com page. Rose writes, contrary to anyone's claims, there are no concrete plans, nor were there ever for a tour, and certainly not to replace anyone in the band, beyond a collection of random ideas thrown out by various individuals without any real foundation. Slash reminded fans of his GNR glory days when he took the stage to play the Super Bowl, it says.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well,
He's trying to resurrect the Guns and Boneses.
Well, I liked his album, Slash's album.
that last album
Slash
was pretty
his
good.
Snake Pit?
No, his last one, just the solo album.
Yeah,
he
the
put out
duet
there.
stuff or whatever.
He had like a lot of cool guest stars.
Yeah,
on
that.
there, like,
Oh, right on.
By the Sword song, I like that.
yeah,
one.
the one he did with the Wolfmother frontman.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah.
Yeah, we
was
did that
actually
on the
pretty
jury.
good.
Where have I been?
You weren't on the jury, I guess, at the time.
Oh,
I remember
yeah,
when we were talking
We
about
we couldn't book you for the jury. He was too pricey.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to take He wasn't take a back seat to any of those guys. I mean, I love them boys to death, but we're
It's tough
talking.
to get me to do appearances now.
Yeah, I mean, back then we couldn't get him. We couldn't book him for the Falls Mall. Couldn't get him for anything.
So booked, huh?
Yeah.
So yeah, Guns N' Roses. I would be kind of surprised if they ever did anything together. But you know what? Super Bowl needs an old act again.
You know, maybe they could reunite for a Battle of the Dogs here in town between Pennington and.
They could cordon off the Hugo's parking lot and they could perform
man.
there, set up a band shell.
Probably get some free dinner for that. Jeez.
Yeah,
purchase of 2 hot dogs, 2 pops, you get it for free.
yeah. They're going to auction off Axel's towel or his headband or something. He's got his double XL Charles Manson shirt.
Sit there and scratch off some lottery tickets with Mike Berry.
Represent local businesses. Could you imagine that?
Oh man, that would be.
You weren't supposed to tell anybody about that. We were working on.
Oh
that.
yeah, dude, that's supposed to be under wraps.
Yeah, you can't take some.
Yeah, listeners, just rewind your mind about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's like 3 loyalists out there right now saying this is what we stuck around for.
Hey man,
tonight.
this show is starting to build some cume.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Hard to believe, huh?
I know.
I don't believe any of it. I am just.
We're not even in a ratings period now. How about that?
We got the people meter out there. I heard we're doing quite well.
Well, I try.
What the worst one-man Arbitron over here, Sean Sloss.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're getting people from KTRF,
Walking diary.
like talking to the ones who used to go to school here at KTRF.
They call him the KTRF pest, the supermark over
And
there.
then
He's been talking to the old radio guy.
And then getting, I have a couple friends that tune in or whatever that like our show. My friend John Gibson, who's probably listening right now.
Hi, John.
Hey, John.
What's up?
I mean, he went to school for broadcasting too, but he never stuck with it because everybody kept telling him he was horrible. He was no good. So
was he on the radio?
He said he went to school here.
Did
for
he
a little
do
while.
some KSRQ work or what?
It was mostly just theater stuff. He went.
Well,
to
he
school
didn't
for
go
theater.
do any on-air stuff at all when he did.
They did, but he just never stuck with it.
Well, there's got to be some air check tapes out there.
Well, if you go from 71, I think, 71, 72, when he graduated from high school.
hanging out in the nursing home or what?
I used a friend of mine from Hugo's. He's a good guy.
Yeah. There we go. Shameless plugs.
Hey,
now.
this show's all about plug,
Yeah, Slauson, what is our rating these days here? I mean, we got our usual 6 or 7 out there in the YouTube galaxy.
Well, the video that I put up, last week's episode, not the audio stream, but the video. Thanks to my friend again from California, we got over 1,700 views.
Woo!
So
I gotta thank that guy.
Right on, man.
What's the name of this fella?
Wet Movie One. Oh, I suppose that's his YouTube.
Wet
Movie One.
Maybe that guy will give me some gigs out west.
Yeah, I think so. The California Air Check.
His name's Brendan Mitchell.
Brendan Mitchell.
Yeah.
So he
That's
likes
a
what
radio
we're doing,
name in itself.
or is this something he's putting us on for some mere novelty's sake?
No, he's been a listener ever since the beginning.
You know what you got to do with these videos? You got to sync it up with the audio that's going over the air. You know what I mean?
Oh, you mean okay?
Yeah. Can you do that with that fancy editing stuff?
I could, but then that'd be a lot of work. It's a lot of work that goes into editing.
Come on, you're a hard-working man like the old Brooks and Dunn country song.
And the thing about it is, like my camera, when I shoot video, it can only record about half an hour worth of stuff. If I invest in a Flip HD, that can record about 2 hours of production. So
damn, record a whole show.
Yeah,
and then I would probably
do that, Slauson. There would be like
Then I would probably
big
go
numbers.
that route. Yeah, then I would probably say
and there'd be plenty of this in HD.
We'll be right up there with that Phil Hendry guy.
Oh, jeez. Isn't the song like deleted or whatever from the system? Or it's just re-recorded or what?
I was nice all week here. I was.
Yeah, well, you're supposed to be nice, continually, so we don't have to listen to this again.
I don't owe you anything.
Well, I mean, am I supposed to give you a bad time about about the Super Bowl?
Surprised this song doesn't make the system crash.
Or make the meter run or whatever it is.
I'm sorry, guys. But it's the only way I could get a really great natural segue to get on out of here.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Oh.
Anyway, we just want to thank all you guys for tuning in.
Yeah.
Whoever is out there, No callers tonight, but...
We don't usually pander for calls.
I wasn't singing, so I suppose that's why.
Slauson, he's just... Slauson, if he was running the board, he'd be like, please call us
The ones that are listening are the ones with a broken radio. I can't tune in any more stations. That's why I just have it on this 90.1 stuff.
We got our default listeners.
Yeah.
And I love my default listeners. They tune in on Saturdays for my stuff too.
I kind of wonder, okay, we kind of know maybe who's listening around here locally, but
who's
online,
making love to your old lady while you're out making love?
Online, I'm just kind of curious if we ever knew who actually listened or whatever.
I've given up on being curious about that. As long as we're getting our YouTube hits, we're good.
Yeah, that's.
Originally I was thinking about this, instead of putting the stuff on my channel, actually just making a YouTube channel called the Tuesday Night Experiment, but then I'd have to go into making individual parts again. And
I still think you should sync up the audio from the air with the video.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, because then they can hear what Glennie is playing through the board over there.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Instead of just hearing us talk here into the microphones.
Yeah.
It paints more of a picture for them.
And we'll improve on this show now.
Yeah.
Now that we got the production studio ready to go now, it's up and running.
Yep.
G's going to be taking over this.
I'm going to be talking to the big boss man out here trying to resurrect the old Blind Side. See if
Big
we
boss
can,
man, Ray Trailer.
See if we can get that going again. So,
are you talking Ray Trailer?
No, we're not.
Dead.
He's been dead for years. We're talking. Yeah, exactly. Well, that'd be cool. We get you back on the waves. We're working also with a guy working with a metal show here. He's been doing you've been doing some behind the scenes work with as well.
Yep. We're getting an arsenal of shows together.
We're basically forming the CTC army. Basically,
that's right.
Those 3 letters cut the crap. And we're doing that each year.
Call in, tell them what they want on the station, man.
More interaction. I mean, we definitely whether it's morning, noon, or night, we do appreciate feedback, and that's how things survive.
And I'm pretty sure with the HD channels down the road, with your fancy players out there, we should be able to see title and artist. I imagine down the road what you're listening to on the HD channels.
That sounds.
I know it is possible. It is.
Yeah, because it'd be like satellite radio kind of.
Well. I'll tell you what you need to do. I'll do it right now. No, it's just hooking up the computer with that thingy over there, and then that.
Yeah, all the technical stuff.
Yeah, it's all that doodad and whatnot.
Yeah, and then you throw a couple of paper clips in there, and you're good to go.
Well, guys, we made it through another episode here.
Number 11. Oh my!
Look at this.
She's show number 11.
Yeah.
And every time I upload it on YouTube, every time I always upload it on YouTube, I always use Roman numerals just like they did on WrestleMania. I don't know, it's just fancier, I think. Rather than using number 1, number 2.
What was that on Married with Children when Kelly Henry the X? What is this? What are all these letters?
The V-I-I-I.
Yeah.
I am what?
Hey, it's classy. It's classy.
Oh.
Roman numerals.
So it's farting in the hot tub.
Yeah, well.
Thank you guys for making this a great show. We'll be back next
Radio
week.
Gold.
Radio Gold right there. I didn't say it was worth anything.
Well,
it's just
that's an idea, I guess, for the weekend, I guess.
Well, thank you, Blind Dog.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you there, Sugar Sean.
Well, thank you very much.
And we'll come back again 7 days from now for another edition of the Tuesday Night Experiment. Now listen to the great tunes on Not a Poet.